Okay, this is our SMOLDER TRX workout. We are doing a strength-based workout today with a bit of a squatting and pulling focus. You will need a TRX and you will actually need a mini band today as well, not for the first half of the workout. So you can grab it after the first half if you want. Okay, I'll give you time to get that. So we'll start out warming up. We've got 6 exercises, but we're going to chunk them. And we'll do 3 exercises and repeat that, and then 3 different exercises and repeat that. In fact, we're doing 3 rounds of everything, which means our rep count is a little lower since we're repeating for 3 rounds total. Okay, so you should feel a nice little burn at the end of each set. Okay, stand facing your anchor with your straps about mid-length. Take your arms out in front of you. And feet just a comfortable width apart. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, pull your shoulders down. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, pull your shoulders down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale up. And exhale down. Leave your shoulders down. Obviously, keep breathing, but just a good reminder. Create a little tension in between your feet and tear the floor apart outwardly. Squeeze your inner thighs. Get a little taller. Tighten your glutes and your abs. Squeeze those oranges underneath your armpits like you're going to make orange juice, and add a little tension in the straps. So not too hard, but just enough where you can feel your core light up. Take a breath here. Turn your head to the right. We'll take a few breaths here. See if you can feel your rib cage expanding. And turn your head to the left. Back to the center, lengthen the left side of your neck. Pull your left shoulder down away from your ear. And lengthen the right side of your neck. Pull your right shoulder away from your ear. Come on back to the center. A couple big shoulder rolls in each direction. Reverse directions. All right, let's take our feet about hip width apart if they're not, or shoulder width, wherever you'll squat. Press into the straps. Hinge your hips, bend your elbows on the way down. Stand up, straighten your legs, straighten your arms, and press. Okay, hinge your hips, squat down. Use the straps as much as you need. Stand up and press, get really tall at the top. Okay, we'll keep going. We have 6 more reps here. Make sure that you are looking straight ahead and your spine is tall all the way down. And as you stand up, can you create a little tension between your feet and try and tear the floor apart between your feet on the way up? You should feel that in your outer hips. All right, and that's our last one. Lengthen your straps all the way. Stand facing away from your anchor with your arms out in front of you for a standing rollout. Okay, we're going to inch our way out today just to turn our core on. So you can take a moderately hard working angle, meaning you can step back a little bit today. All right, shoulders down. Remember, you can always offset your stance as you roll out. You just want to make sure that you're not pushing your hips back. Okay, get really long, head to ankles, head to heels. Tighten your whole body, roll out 2 inches and stop, just 2. See if we know our math. Squeeze your armpits and come back. The high schoolers I coached last night did not know their math. Their 2 inches was more like 8. Okay, 3 inches and stop. Squeeze and come back. 4 inches and stop. Squeeze and come back, press into the straps. Make sure nothing else besides your arms is moving. And 5 inches and stop. Hold it right here, take a breath. Tighten your whole body and come back. We'll repeat our 5 inches. Roll out 5 inches and stop. So it's not a big range of motion. Keep your shoulders away from your ears, squeeze and come back. We'll come back down now, 4 inches. And come on back. So just turning our core on, nice long body line, 3 inches. And back, and 2 inches. And come on back. Okay, step forward out of that and we'll go into some wall slides. So find a goalpost position with your arms, shoulders down, open grip with your fingers, knees soft. Press up overhead, take a breath, and pull back down using your back muscles. Okay, press up and pull your shoulder blades down. We'll go 6 more, just breathe here. One more. Okay, shoulders sweeps, step back, take your arms slightly behind you with your palms facing forward, knees soft. Tear the floor apart between your feet, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your glutes and tighten your abs a little bit. So brace for that little punch, ollie abs. And we don't want to turn our hips. So take your shoulder across, it doesn't matter which one, without letting your hip follow your hand with your head. And we're rotating through our thoracic spine and getting some good shoulder mobility. Come on back to the center, switch sides. So we're trying to keep our hips and our low back nice and stable here and facilitate some movement in the upper part of your spine. And we'll go 2 more. So it's important not to side bend on this one, but rather just to twist. So stay tall and twist. Okay, take your straps back to mid-length. Face your anchor. And we'll do a little standing cat and cow. So you can stand with your hands out in front of you and just take a little step forward. So you're slightly leaning back, just a little movement in your spine, broaden your chest, straight arms, just lift your heart, lift your chin up slightly towards the ceiling, take a breath in. Then let the straps pull your hands back to the anchor as you round your upper back and exhale. So you'll pull your shoulder blades away from your spine. Pull your shoulder blades together to come up, broaden your chest, lift your chin, pull your shoulder blades apart, and the straps help do that. And round. Just do a few more of those on your own. Okay, come all the way back up, bend your elbows, step back just a little bit more so your hands now are chest height while you're standing. And we'll do a low back stretch. Take a big breath in. Push your hips back away from the anchor and exhale, ears between your arms. So you're just trying to use gravity to create a little traction. All right, lift your chest, lift your hips. And why don't you guys get a drink? You can leave your straps at mid-length for this whole first series. And I'll show you what we're doing in a second. So we have 3 exercises, and we are only going to go 5 reps of each exercise. And then we're going to repeat it, and then we're going to repeat it again. So the first exercise is a squat, a regular squat, and then we'll add a step and squat. So that's 1 rep. It looks like this. Face your anchor with your elbows down by your side. And I'm standing with my feet about hip width apart. Okay, my regular squat stance. Squat down, come up, and then I'm going to step to the right and squat down and come up and step back to the center. So we're adding a step. And we've done this before, and the goal is not to step and then squat and step back to the center and then squat. You step into the squat because your hip hinge, okay, which is why we did that low back stretch. That's a hip hinge. That hip hinge is what takes us into the squat. So it'll look like this: squat, step to the right, little step and squat. Step to the center, squat, step to the right, squat. So I've just done 2 reps. A regular squat and then a step with a squat is 1 rep. And I just realized I need to turn my TV on so I can see you guys on a big screen. So here I go. Okay, so make sure that you're not using your straps to pull yourself back up. Just your upper arms should be by your side, not your hands. You should be a forearm's length away from the straps with a little tension on your straps. Okay, so get nice and tall. And here we go. Squat, stand up, step to your right and go right into the squat. Step back to the center, right into the squat. Step to the right, right into the squat. So it's not a narrow squat, it's a regular squat width. And then just a little wider than a regular squat. Regular squat width, a little wider. We have 1 more. Regular squat, a little wider. Okay, come back to the center. So that was 5 on one side. Let me show you something. From behind, if I see that, I'm using my upper body to tell me I'm going to the side versus just my hip. My hip is what tells me I'm going to the side. Okay, this action. So what I don't want to see is the upper body, your spine change as you step to the side of the squat. So your squat should look identical here as it does here. It's just a little wider stance. Okay, also give yourself a check. Are you leaning back? Okay, keep your elbows soft. Go ahead and you have 5 combinations stepping to the left now. So regular squat, get tall, come on up, step to the left, regular squat, so you shouldn't be leaning. Okay, so make sure the left side of your body stays long. So land in the squat. There we go. Yes. Every time you plant your foot, you're squatting. And that hip hinge is what takes you into the squat. Okay, I think I've done 5. Okay, so Anne, when you squat, and Pat, just a little bit, as you step to the side, you don't get to do the hula. I'm exaggerating, okay? But the weight is evenly distributed. So if you step to the left and you feel more weight in your left foot, you're making that more of a lateral lunge, okay? All right, chop. Clap your hands together on the inside of both foot cradles. Stand with your left shoulder and left hip lined up on the anchor. I know I always start on the right. We're starting on the left today. Hands are on the inside of both foot cradles. So make sure it doesn't look like this, not one out, both in. Step away from the anchor until your hands are aligned on your sternum. Okay, and then your hands should be aligned on your anchor as well. So you may need to step forward or back to do that. Okay, take your hands down towards the inside leg. Hinge your hips, lift your chest. Okay, then you're gonna, so you might want to watch a rep first. Push off your left heel, your back heel, reach up and chop. So I'm releasing my left heel and pivoting. Okay, so this is maximal tension. This is a core exercise. So what I'm not trying to do is go really fast here. I'm trying to move like I'm moving through molasses. So hinge your hips and pull away from the anchor as much as you can with the straps. Lift your chest. Push from your left heel and like you're moving through mud. Tension, tension, tension all the way up. And notice how I pivot my back foot. Tension all the way down. Chest up. Knees should be parallel. Push from your back heel, pivot, and your back heel faces the anchor. Come back. This is a hip hinge. Broad chest. Hands come to the inside. Push off your heel, chop up. I think we have one more. We're gonna call this one 5. Hip hinge, my shoulders rotate, which is why we did those rotations in the very beginning, and then back, okay? So go ahead and switch sides, peek in the camera for a second. So this is very similar to what we did in our warm-up. So it's the same position. Remember in the warm-up, I said stay tall as you twist. This is just a little twist here. You have to stay tall. Make sure you're not rounding your back and looking down at your feet, okay? Now you'll set up on the right side. I'm gonna stay on the same side so I can face the camera. Walk away from the anchor so your hands are centered on your sternum with tension on your strap. So you're sideways to the anchor, Mom. Turn with your right shoulder, right hip lined up on the anchor. Face the computer. Sideways to the anchor. There you go. Okay. All right, now make sure that your hands are aligned on the anchor. Take your hands down to the inside of your right leg. Now hinge your hips. Okay, you don't have to watch your hands. Weight should be on the right heel. Come on up, pivot, face away, and release your right heel and turn your right heel to the anchor. Do you have a lot of tension in your straps? Okay, come on back, hinge your hips. Lots of tension. Rip the straps off the anchor. Come on up. Move like you're moving through mud. Hinge your hips. Okay, so it's nice, slow chop up, slow chop down. So you're not using gravity to come down. Okay, on the way down, you're trying to push into the straps or pull into the strap, depending on which arm you're thinking about. Okay, 5 on that side. This should be your last one. Okay, I think that was 5. All right, face your anchor. Now we have 5 swimmer's pull. That is a straight arm pull down. Okay, so you face your anchor. Why don't you just watch one rep? First, hands slightly in front of you, standing tall, making sure we're not rounding our upper back. Offset stance, slowly rock back in a straight body line without dropping your hips, and then straight arm pull up. If at any point you can't keep your body in a straight line or you can't keep your arms straight, then you step back to make it easier, okay? So stand with your hands about a foot in front of your thighs, feet about hip width, look straight ahead. Find some tension in the straps first. Take 1 foot back behind you, and that'll help us out of that bottom range. Slowly rock back and your hands come about chest height. Check your shoulders. Are they away from your ears? Slide your shoulder blades down, tighten your abs, and squeeze your armpits as you come up, straight arms. So you shouldn't have any movement from the pelvis or your low back. Okay, 5 reps there. Rock back, straight arm pull, stay tall at the top. Nice, good job. Rock back, nice and controlled on the way back. So resisting gravity on the way back. Okay, what we're not trying to do is slingshot back and slingshot up. Okay, nice and steady. I think we have 1 more rep. All right, you can stay right there. We're going right back into our squat and our lateral squat, okay? We'll start with the right leg again this time. So you have a regular width stance right here. Elbows bent, upper arm by your side, looking straight ahead. You should have tension on your strap without your hands being close to you, okay? Hinge your hips, squat down. Stand up, step to the right, and squat as you plant your foot. Step to the center and squat. Step to the right and squat. Make sure you could, if you had to, lighten up on your straps at any point. If you can't lighten up on your straps, that means you're leaning back. Okay, so you got to keep the weight in your feet. Do you feel more pressure in your right foot than your left? Just on the landing, you should. The squat should be even weight distribution between your right and your left foot. So if you're feeling a lot more in the right leg, that means that you're doing more of a lateral lunge, okay? The load in the right is only as you add that step, okay? So just five combos. Now you'll go to the left. Go ahead and squat and step to the left. I'm gonna watch, squat, step to the left, right back in Gadana. Yes. So take that hip hinge right down to the floor. Okay, once you plant your foot, you're already squatting. Your foot going down means your hips are going down. Okay, even when you come back to the center. Step and squat, Step and squat right away when that foot plants, okay? All right, after 5, we go into our chops. So sideways to the anchor, left shoulder, left hip lined up on the anchor. Clap your hands together on the inside of the foot cradles. Step away from the anchor till you have tension on your straps. Your feet should be about hip to shoulder width here, okay? Make sure your hands are aligned on the straps. Take your hands down towards the left, hinge your hips. Now, before you do anything, pull against the straps, create tension. Okay, so try and rip it off your door or wherever your anchor is. And then pivot your left foot. So push off your left heel, chop up to the right, and slowly back down. Resist, resist, resist. Don't let gravity take the straps back down. Okay, push off your left heel, squeeze your butt at the top, tighten your abs. Make sure you're not arching your back. Slowly back down. So I want you to feel this in the sides of your body, the back of your body, and the front of your body. Lots and lots of tension. Very nice. I think we have one more. All right, that was 5. Switch sides. Line up your right shoulder, right hip on the anchor. Step away so you have tension on your straps and your hands are centered on your sternum. Make sure your hands are aligned on your anchor. One thing to remember is not to let your knees go forward, but your hips go back. So your knees don't travel forward on this one. Okay, lots of tension on your straps. Take your arms to the right, hinge your hips. Now push off your right heel, squeeze your right glutes at the top. Both of them, but particularly the right is driving. Hinge and come back, reset. Pivot, rotate, slow like molasses, like you're moving through mud with your arms. Okay, up smooth, and resist coming back down. I think we have 2 more. You'd think I'd be able to count to 5. Okay, that was 5. Now we have 5 swimmer's pulls. So it's lots of shoulders back to back here, okay? Stand facing your anchor with your hands about a foot in front of you. Now, if you were not able to keep your arms straight, step back. If you were able to keep your arms straight and you want to progress it and make it harder, you could take a little step forward, like an inch. A little goes a long way, okay? Get nice and tall. Take 1 foot back behind you. Tighten your abs. Look straight ahead. Grab your handles hard and resist rocking back. So it's like a controlled crash. Strong wrists, squeeze your armpits, abs, and glutes to come up. Okay, you'll feel this in your back, almost like you're sliding your shoulder blades down your back at the same time. So you want to feel this in your middle back. Okay, 5 reps here. Control back, make sure, give yourself a shoulder check and a spine check. Are you rounding your back or are you rounding your shoulders? Before you come up, pull your shoulders away from your ears so I can see your whole neck. Okay, right back into our 3rd round and you have your squats. So pay attention when you step, am I really loading this leg? Or am I loading that leg more in the landing, but both legs should feel the same amount of pressure, okay? All right, so 5 each side, 5 combos. So elbows by your side, forearms length away, feet about hip width. Okay, look straight ahead, squat. Come on up, step and squat. Come on up, step to the center and squat. So you can pick a side. So I want to see whichever side you step to, the side of your body needs to stay long. So if you step to the right, don't let the right side of your body get short. Keep the right side of your body long. Then you have 5 on the other side. So your hips need to stay nice and symmetrical as you step, meaning whichever side you step to, you don't want to hike that hip up. Pat, keep the weight in your feet, step forward. Okay. Yep, there you go. So you feel the difference on that, right? So if you notice a huge upper body load, that means you're leaning back, right? You should really feel this 90% in your legs. All right. After our 5, we have our chops. Okay, good job. 2 more exercises to complete this set. We'll start on the left side again with our chops. Clap your hands on the inside of your anchor. You don't have a lot of rest today. We will take a break after these next 2 exercises. Okay, step away from the anchor till you have tension on your straps. Make sure your hands are centered on your sternum. They don't need to touch your sternum. Okay, feet about hip to shoulder width. Take your arms out in front and then hinge your hips. Hands go down to the left. All right, broad chest. Lift your chest up a little bit, straighten your arms. And then push through your left heel, come all the way up with lots of tension. Tighten your abs and your butt so you protect your spine. Hinge your hips slowly back down. Resist back down. Good. 5 here. Mom, less knees, more hips on the way back, on the way down. Push your hips back towards the opening of the office. Yep, less knees. So it's really not a huge, it's not a squat. It's more of your hips traveling back versus knees. Good. Turn your heel and your hip all more than what you're doing, and turn your left hip away from the door. There you go. There you go. So we do want to get that rotational action in the hip. So 5 on that side and then switch sides. Okay. Clap your hands together. Step away from your anchor. So right shoulder, right hip should be lined up on the anchor. Okay. And hands should be about sternum, centered on the sternum. Okay. Take your arms out and down towards your right now. So my left shoulder will rotate. Hinge your hips, well, both shoulders, and then push through your right heel and come up. So it's really your thoracic spine is rotating, but you see that in the shoulders. Now squeeze your right glutes at the top of this movement and tighten your abs so you make sure that you're not pushing your hip. We also want to make sure you're turning your heel all the way back to the anchor or most of the way. If your heel doesn't turn and you just lift it, then you're going to take that load in your lower back. So it's really important you turn your heel and your hip. Good. Lots of tension. So it's a lot. That's a big full body movement. You're getting your entire core, really from here to here. Okay. So after your 5, you have 5 swimmers pull. Here we go. Face your anchor, arms out in front. Okay, and you have the choice of how close you stand. The closer you stand to your hands, the harder it is, remember. Okay, get tall, pull on the straps first. So lots of tension on the straps first, straight arms. Can you change your posture just a little bit? Everybody just shift your posture just a little bit, get a little taller. 1 foot back. Grip the handles, slowly rock back. Tighten your abs and your glutes, pull down. Stay nice and tall. Nice. Controlled crash, resist back, straight body, shoulders away from your ears so I can see your neck. Pull down. Keep tension in the strap at the top. So just make sure at the top, I don't see anybody doing this, but just as a reminder, you don't want to lose tension. Just even standing with tension on the straps at the top is hard. Okay, once you reach that end range, it's still hard. When you finish your 5, get a drink. Whew. All right. Little break. It's the first break we've had. Okay, guys. So you need your straps fully lengthened. We do have some strap changes here. Okay. We do have some strap changes. So we have a chest fly. You also need your mini band, like I said at the very beginning. So make sure you grab your mini band. If you're doing the recording, push pause, go grab a mini band. If you don't have a mini band, doesn't matter. You can do the same thing without a mini band. You don't need it on yet, but you'll need it close by. Okay, so I'm going to grab my mini band. You will need it for your second exercise. We're starting with a chest fly. Straps are fully lengthened, and I'm going to show you what this looks like first. Okay. It's thumbs up, arms out. It's open the book slowly. Can you stay and read a page? If you can't stay and read a page, you've gone too far. Okay, so how big the book is up to you. And then you squeeze and close the book. An offset stance is a great option on this one. So if my feet are narrow, tap a foot forward, make sure that the weight doesn't shift to the front foot all the way. You keep weight on the back foot, and the front foot is a safety catch. Okay, this is a great option for this exercise. I'm going to do this with an offset stance today. You can also do this with your feet parallel. The wider your stance, the easier it is. Okay, thumbs up, tighten your abs, tighten your butt, tighten your legs, and I'll slowly open, stop where I feel strong and stable. Don't go beyond that, and squeeze my book closed. 5 reps. Okay, so here we go. If I'm doing my offset stance, I make sure I have weight on the back foot. So this just gives me a little safety catch where I shift my weight and use my front foot. But if I release the back foot, then I'm doing a single leg. And that screams face plant to me, and I don't want to face plant. Not today, at least. Keep your thumbs up the whole time. And you should feel weight in the straps the whole time, okay? After you've done 5, then you can step out of that. Okay, I think I've done 5. So take your straps back to mid-length. Pull down on the buckle, grab that yellow tab, take it up. And you also need your mini band. Now, this may be too much on your shoulders. So if it's too much on your shoulders with the mini band, lose the mini band, just do it on the straps. We're just doing a back row, which means we'll pull the straps like this. And I'll show you in a second. But this prevents us from pulling here. So the whole goal is pull the band apart. And we're going to even take our thumbs slightly up and out today. And when I pull, I have this nice action, this kind of opening action in my shoulder, this external rotation. We spend a lot of time on a computer and phones and driving and reading, whatever. And that does this. So we're trying to counteract that with this exercise. Okay. So it helps for me if I have the foot cradle on the outside of my wrist, because then the foot cradle doesn't come and whack against the band. Does that make sense? Grab both handles, but just take the foot cradles like they're kind of wings on the outside. They should just fall towards the top of your wrist. Does that make sense? Hold the handle, not the foot cradle. Hold the handle, the foot cradles just go on the outside of your, on the top of your hand. Okay, so if they're on the inside, you'll figure it out and they'll kind of hit the band. Okay, so now turn your thumb slightly up, step in, pull the band apart, step in towards your anchor and bring your wrist towards your chest or towards your rib cage, outside of your rib cage. Okay, you can stand with an offset stance here. You can stand with a parallel stance, or you can even make it a little harder and lift your toes. Tighten your whole body and keep pulling the band apart. It should already be hard. Slowly straighten your arms, pull your shoulder blades down in pockets in the middle of your back as if you had pockets, pinch your shoulder blades together, stay leaning back at the top. Feel free to offset your stance. So it's just a back row with tension apart on the mini band. 5 reps. You're going back slowly today. So it's called a negative. Back slowly and then up smooth. 5 reps. Keep pulling the band apart. Turn your thumb slightly up and away from your center today. a nice strong body. So you should really feel a burn in your shoulders and your back. Okay, once you've done 5, step out of it. Perfect. You can take the mini band off when you finish your 5 and just leave it near you on the floor. And we're going into another set of squats. This time you have a single leg squat option today, which means I'll stand on my right foot, lift. Actually, I'm going to stand on my left so you can see it in the camera a little better. Feet are narrow, stand on my left foot, lift my right heel. So I'm still setting up a forearm's length away. This one makes a big difference. Lower body exercises make a big difference if you stand too close. You end up either leaning way back or trying to lean forward to keep tension. So walk back away from your anchor so you have tension on your straps, and you should be about a forearm's length away. So I'm going to stand on my left foot with my weight, lift my right heel. Look straight ahead, hinge your hips, squat down. Most of the weight should be on your left foot right now. Push through the ground, make a hole in the ground as you stand up. Option to squat down, and at any point, you can float your right leg and come up, which is a lot of balance as well. You can keep the ball of the right foot planted, or you can float it at any time. Okay, if you're feeling sassy, you can float it on the way down and the way up. Make sure your hips initiate the movement by traveling backwards, not your chest going forward or your knees going forward. Okay, so you have 5, they're nice and controlled each side. Get really tall at the top. Every time you stand up, I want you to grow as tall as you can. Give yourself a weight check at the bottom of the squat. Is your weight in your feet or are you leaning back? Okay, so you really need to shift your weight forward onto your feet to start and keep the weight going straight down into the ground versus the weight going back. Your hips go back, but you don't take your upper body back. Okay, 5 each side. So then you plant your right foot, lift your left heel, hinge your hips. Okay, and I'm gonna give myself a check at the bottom, and I encourage you guys to do that. Can you give yourself a check with the straps? Could you slightly lift the straps or lighten the tension on the straps? If you can do that, then you know your weight's in your feet. Okay, use the straps as much or as little as you need. You need to use the straps, use the straps. It helps unload from your knee. So if your knees are feeling kind of angry today or kind of creaky like mine, then you can lean back on the straps a little more, okay? But the goal is not to. Once you finish your 5 and 5, lengthen your straps again, and we'll go into our chest fly for our second round. Kind of a long strength workout today, huh? Yeah. Today is what I call a doozy. Lots going on, very little rest. And it's going to be longer than 45 minutes, so enjoy it. Enjoy the extra love. Okay, this is your open and close the book. As a reminder, your thumbs are up. The straps should not touch your shoulders. I don't think I reminded you of that in the beginning. I didn't see anybody do it, but just don't do it. Straps hover over your shoulders. You decide how far back to stand. You decide how wide of a stance you have. Usually a little wider is a little easier, okay? But the offset's the easiest. So get long ears to ankles. Open the book slowly. You got to turn that core on. Stop where you feel like you could stay and read a page in your giant book. Squeeze the book closed to come back. And keep the weight forward. Make sure you don't shift back. I don't see anybody doing that. It's just a reminder. 5 reps here. Very nice. Yes. You guys are making this look easy. What? I find this one really hard. Why does it look so much easier for you? I'm dying over here. Okay, good job. It looks good. Okay, good. At least I saw one person like, way to go, mom. Give me a little drama. I need a little drama. Okay, take your straps back to mid-length. It makes me feel better. Like, I think that exercise is super hard. Take your straps back to mid-length, and now we have the row, the mean row, but our shoulders and back like it. So grab your mini band if you want. If it was too much on your shoulders, don't use the mini band, just do the back row. So just as a reminder, we want tension out as we row with the straps, okay? What we don't want to do is let the band come into the center. So you're trying to pull your wrist towards the outside of your rib cage on this, okay? So grab your handles, pull outwardly on the band, step into your anchor and bend your elbows. Face your anchor here, bend your elbows, shoulders away from your ears. You step forward however much you want, and it won't make you hold this forever. So go ahead and straighten your arms, keep your body tight and long. So long and strong, like a surfboard, not mushy and moving like a pool raft, okay? So you don't want that kind of wave in your spine as you go back and forth. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears, everybody. And pull at the middle of your back. Once your back stops moving at the top, you stop your elbows. So don't keep trying to pull your hands. They do not have to touch you. That's okay. So it's back slowly, because that's the negative or the eccentric part we're working, and then up smooth. I think that was 5 for me. I don't remember. You guys count. Whoo, take the mini band off. Get rid of it. Single leg squats time. Yes, single leg squat. Okay, here we go. Remember, either lift a heel or lift a foot at any point. Step back so you have tension on your straps. Remember, you should be about mid-length just to have a little less strap to deal with. Okay, narrow stance is what we want here. Lift one heel, I don't care which leg you stand on. As you squat, make sure your hip doesn't push out to the side. Keep your hips level. Okay, same thing we talked about when we did that lateral step into the squat. At the bottom, can you give yourself a check? Is my weight in my feet? Could I kind of lift my straps if I had to? And then come on up. Keep your pelvis square to the anchor and keep your hips level. And really kind of stomp down into the ground aggressively on the way up. Yes, good. So like you're trying to make a hole in the ground with that leg. Good. Ooh, I like that. You guys shot up like a rocket. Okay, 5 each leg. I think I've done 5. So one other reminder, just a reminder, don't lock your supporting knee. So the leg you have the weight on, make sure you're not using your knee to stabilize, okay? So that knee has to stay just a little micro bend, a little soft at the top. So you straighten the knee, you just don't lock it, okay? When you finish that, if you need to get a drink before we go into our last round. Look how mean I am today. This is not 45 minutes. Mean Kari. No, you guys are getting strong. It's a hard one. I think last week I said we weren't going to go as hard today, but that was a lie. We'll counteract that with yoga tomorrow. Okay, so lengthen your straps all the way after you get your drink, and we have one more round. So you start with your open and close the book. Face away from the anchor for your chest fly. I'm going to get a drink, and then I'm going to go. Hydrate. Okay, just a little body check. Are your shoulders by your ears? Get your shoulders away from your ears. Let me see your neck. Okay. Tight body. Nice and slowly open the book. Giant book. Reading a page, squeeze and close. So that just gives us some control, gives us a little check of, should I be going to this end range? If you can hold it for a second, you know you're in the right spot. And it's challenging too. It's called time under tension. Your body has to manage that load of gravity and your body weight, which is not real friendly, right? So you have to overcome that. Tighten your belly button towards your spine, or take that little jab in your abs, your Ali abs. And that's pretty important as you move away from the anchor on this. The load increases, you have to tighten a little more. I stepped it up a notch on that one, ladies. You were putting me to shame, so I didn't do my offset stance because no one else did. Fine. Peer pressure. Okay, this is our row, so take your straps to mid-length. Grab your mini band as an option around your wrists. Now, I want you to try and break the mini band this time. Okay, elbows don't go out. Your wrists go out, your forearms go out. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. Grab your handles. Okay, pull the mini band apart. Bend your elbows, step in towards your anchor so the mini band comes towards your chest. Okay, hands sort of away from your body if you can. Maintain that action, tight body, option to offset. Push yourself away from the anchor slowly, that's the hard part, and then bend your elbows as you pinch your shoulder blades together. Push yourself away, nice strong body, make sure you're not rounding your upper back or dropping your booty. No one wants a saggy butt. I don't, and I know you don't. That's right. Strong body all the way back. Can you feel it in your back? Maybe even close your eyes on the last rep or two if you feel comfortable. Making sure that your back is what you're feeling versus just your arms. I know you're gonna feel it there. Woof. I think that was 5. If it wasn't, it's gonna be 5. Shake it out. You finished with your squats. Last thing today, before we stretch. Woo. All right, narrow stance. Walk back and face the anchor. Bend your elbows, little tension on your straps. Now, the more you grip the straps, the more likely you are to pull on them. So maybe you just kind of go with a couple fingers. What feels comfortable for you? What feels stable for you? If a couple fingers doesn't feel stable, grab it with your whole hand, okay? Make the decision that's right for you. Shift your weight to one foot, lift your knee. Make sure you're not locking the supporting knee. Hinge your hips, pull yourself down with control, and then stomp in the ground and stand up. As you come up, make sure that you don't come up to here. I want your hips all the way straight at the top, okay? Or at least the one hip you're working. So if you choose to lift the knee at the top and work some balance, that's great. You definitely don't have to do that. Okay, so if you come up, you could stop here. You could progress this round and lift the knee and work some balance. Look at that. Overachievers. Shift your weight forward a little bit, Pat. Give yourself that check. Yep, is the first action a hinge and you're dropping your hips, or is the first action a lean back? There you go. Very nice. So nice and smooth on the way down, control on the way down. Option to lift the foot at any time or not at all. Look straight ahead. When you finish your 5, I'm doing all these different variations, then you're done. We're gonna stretch. Woo! High five. Virtual high five on that one. That was good. You guys rocked that. I feel like you did much better than what I was expecting us to do on the single leg squats. So that tells me, guess what we'll be doing more of? Single leg squats. I've got some good variations on single leg squats. Anytime we're standing on one leg, that's really, really important, right? Balance, stability, strength. Single-sided is really important for us, okay? So Let's get some water and then leave your straps at mid-length, and we're gonna go right into a wide stance hip hinge to stretch out our hamstrings, our calves, and our glutes. Okay, so face your anchor, hold your hands about belly button height, take your feet nice and wide, like a wingspan width apart, get nice and tall, take a breath in, push your hips back, exhale, and keep pushing your hips back. You should feel a nice stretch, or maybe not so nice, in your hamstrings. Keep your knees soft. And you should be looking straight down, ears right in between your biceps. Breathe. And see if you can breathe across your back. All right. Lift your chest, come all the way up. Walk your feet back in the center. It's nice when you get to stretch, right? You earned your stretch, not that you didn't earn your stretch, just for being human. It's good, but you really earned it today with your work. Okay, give yourself a couple shoulder rolls. Reverse it. And face away from your anchor in our chest stretch. So your arms are out in a T. Walk forward, keep your weight in your legs. So don't lean. Relax your shoulders, keep your knees soft. You should feel your chest open. You'll definitely feel this in your biceps today. See if you can breathe across your back. So lots of different foundations today. We did some planking, some pushing, some pulling, squatting, hinging, and rotation. All that in those exercises. Pretty good. Okay, step back, take your hands behind you, and just make sure you can sweep your arms up overhead with ease. Okay, they'll be slightly in front of you, that's okay. Lower your arms back down. We'll do another hamstring stretch. So make sure your feet are about hip width, like they're on train tracks. Step forward with your right foot. Get nice and tall, take a breath in. Push your hips back to the anchor. Keep your front leg, your right leg straight-ish. And almost like you're pulling your right heel back towards the anchor, you're not moving it on the floor. You'll feel your hamstrings a little bit on that right side, but it squares your hips. So you just want to make sure that your left hip doesn't rotate back, right hip forward. You want to keep your hips both facing forward. All right, inhale, lift your chest. Find your balance. Slowly take a backward step with your right foot. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a breath. Step your right foot forward again. Soften your right knee, and you should feel a stretch in your left calf as well. Reach up. If you're standing way back here, you're not going to feel a stretch in the front of your body, so just make sure the straps are pulling you up. Take a breath in. Slowly lower your right arm. Keep a little tension in both straps. So this is actually a lot of balance. Do you remember when we first started? This one was tough to balance on. Yeah. Keep a little tension in the straps. And if you want, you can look back at your right hand. Inhale your right arm up. Step your right foot back. Lower your arms again, and we'll do our hamstring stretch on the other side. So get nice and tall. Take a breath in. Step your left foot forward and push your hips back. pull your left heel, almost like you're sliding it on the floor, but not really moving it. You should feel your left hip square. See if you can send your breath into your hips and even into your hamstrings. Inhale and lift your chest slowly. Find your balance, step back, reach your arms up, step your left foot forward. Left knee is soft, pull your right heel down. Take a breath in, exhale your left arm down, maybe follow your hand with your head and push your hands apart. All right, inhale your left arm up, step back. Go ahead and step out of that, face your anchor. And we'll finish with a low back stretch and one more thing. So stand with your hands about chest height. Take a breath in. Push your hips back away from the anchor and exhale. We get some traction here. So just let gravity do its work on your spine. Breathe in this. All right, come on up. Let you guys finish with a figure 4 on your own. You can either lie on your back, cross an ankle over a knee. You can sit in a chair, cross an ankle over a knee, but we do need to stretch your hips a little bit more in different plane of motion. Or you can stand on your straps, center a foot on the anchor, cross an ankle over a knee, and sit back. So that's up to you, whichever variation you want. I want you to take several breaths each side, take some time and breathe, maybe on the floor. And that was awesome. You guys did a great job today. That was not an easy strength workout, by the way. So good job. And that was a long one, and that was a challenging one. So today you got to give yourself a pat on the back. I will see you guys next time.